Hello there guys, my battery is going to go in like literally seconds and I've no music on. I don't know if you can hear me because I've got my headphones on and I have no idea if it's got a speaker on. So I thought I would just show you how I spend my time dealing with the shit that I deal with. So as you can see at the moment, I look like I'm maybe zooming around. So my battery's going to go because I was literally on here. I've been out for about an hour skating, so, and without music I don't really dance, so maybe I should just introduce you to how I deal with stuff. If my battery goes, I'm just going to turn you over to my feet a minute, and there you go. You should be able, I don't know if you can see or not see. Here we go guys, this is how. Oh, my camera's gone, that's why. I don't think you can get it. No, I don't think you can get my feet, it's too dark. Oh, hang on, I'm under the lights now. Is it too dark? I think it's too dark. Is it too dark? Is it too dark? Hang on, I'll turn you back the other way. It might be a bit too dark. So basically, I'll come out here in the evening. I like to be up at 5:30 in the morning. And it hasn't quite always worked out, but I like to be up at 5:30 in the morning to do my own shit, and then late at night, once I've dealt with everything, I like to come out here, stick my headphones on and pretty much dance to the music. I don't know if you can see my feet. Woo! And literally just come out here and I don't know, just stick some tunes on and let go of everything that I know, everything that I hear, everything that I'm told, everything that I'm going through. I don't give a shit about the people walking past, what they think, what they say, what they do. I know people watch out the window. And yeah, basically I'll come out here and yeah, I mean, when my battery's going to go in a minute, but when you're taken into foster care or put yourself in foster care in my way, you tend to lose a lot of your identity, and a lot of what I lost was roller skating, BMXing, dancing, my art, music, things like that. And because people used to always want to analyse what music I was listening to, what I was reading, what I was doing, I started doing everything that they didn't want me to do. Do you know what I mean? So I would leave diaries that I wanted them to find, and then have private diaries that I kept for myself that they couldn't find. Leave the drawings that they would analyse. And then what I started to do was start to rip things up, because I got sick and tired of people grading me. So everything that I did was always graded, examined. It's dark because I'm outside at the moment, so the boys are asleep and Liam's upstairs with the kids, so just yes, I can skate. In fact, I can dance skate. What do you want me to do? Turn a corner. I can run on my skates. So yeah, so when I was a kid I was a bit of an extremist. I was classed as a tomboy when I was a kid, really, because I played football, I did martial arts, I did majorettes, colour guard and all that sort of shit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bullshit, but it was never what I wanted to do. So I was in the clubs from the age of 13, dancing in cages for the fun of it, because I could, and because I could get away with it, and carried on dancing. I used to go when I was 15 with a bunch of older crew, but then even so, I mean, my dad was a bouncer, so when he used to go and get his wages every week, even from a young age, I used to stand on the stage and piss about dancing and listen to my headphones. As I've said on previous things, I lived with a Walkman. I had a Walkman on 24/7 if I could get away with it. Always had my jacket on, always had my Walkman on, always had my trainers on, or my roller boots. BMX always to hand, football always to hand. Always trained, always did martial arts, things like that. I'm an ex-army wife as well, so yeah. So anyway, I've got a lot to want to talk about, but potentially not now because I haven't got the battery going. I was more just showing you how I deal with things. Obviously, the Lord is strapped to my back, Mother Earth and the universe always works in co-symbioticness. I'm not here to compete against anybody. I'm here to be part of the co-creative co-symbioticness of us all coming together under one one sort of banner, really, and that is really for us to just be ourselves. Literally, that you know, as much as we need this colonization that is going on of this hierarchy and stuff like that, £3 million was spent on the security for this event here in Portsmouth, and you know, it could have been an absolute wonderful event, but unfortunately security was so tight that people were threatened with bullets to their heads, and people weren't allowed to put cameras out the window. I got 10% battery. People weren't allowed to put cameras outside the window because of security. But I showed you how easy it was. Look, it's nothing more than an event. It's ran by event people for event people. It was ran by the Navy, the Ministry of Defence. I used to work for the Ministry of Defence. So it's basically the MOD. I worked for them when I was 17 to 23. I worked for MOD. What was I going to say? Yeah, so basically it was an organised plan, and I showed you on a video today just how easy it was for us to do what it was that we needed to do. It was so piss fucking easy. The police all knew what we were going to do. Everybody was ready for what we were going to do. The message had even been approved. People were happy with what I was saying about Step Up, bringing in all of the problems and all the solutions. They were very happy with that. They thought it would be a great part of the event. All I needed was Hannah promised me she would be here for the kids and also to put the stickers on the way. Jake promised me I would have the sound system. XR and all of that were going to bring what they were going to bring. Yellow Jackets were going to bring what they wanted to bring. But obviously everybody was scared by a bullet to their heads. But all I can say is, now whatever it is that we go to war for, whether it's minerals, oil, gold, religion, politics, territory, land, whatever it is, ultimately these people were fighting to the death. And when they went out on the front line, they knew they were going onto the front line with a bullet to their head. It wasn't, I don't need these on, it wasn't negotiable. They knew that. And like I told the police, look, I take 1 million bullets to my head for my kids, and at the end of the day every person stepped back because it wasn't personal to them. But this was very personal to me, and it was also very personal to me because back in 2012, as you know, I was being mentored and trained and educated by secret millionaires and people like that who were helping out the Benefit Britain Mum, Challenge Britain Mum, going from benefit system to self-employment. Nothing big, nothing grandeur about it. It's just what happens in the business world, entrepreneurs. I'm not a cellular jobsmith person. I am an entrepreneur. My brain works in a multitude facet way. It doesn't work to be getting up and going into one job for 25 years. I just don't work like an ant or a bee. I'm a human being. I'm a human being, not a human doing. So I'm here to be, to exist, to do what I love, when I love it, and not be manipulated and controlled by money or people. And that's what you should be here for too. To basically not give a shit what people think about you. To know yourself so freaking well that when someone comes to rock your faith, your integrity, your character, that it really is just the water off a duck's back. I mean, take Donald Trump for instance. He's already on to different things. You know, people here are still angry about Donald Trump coming, and he's already been off to 19 other meetings since being here. You know, the soldiers have been through a storm coming back through Spain, France thing. They didn't. I don't believe the storm, by the way. I believe that they just didn't want to bring them all back into Portsmouth because they knew I could still pull it off. So they moved them over to Dover, and they didn't give that much notice for it either, and they know I can't move that fast at the moment. So basically today is my last day on pushing you guys to all get to Portsmouth. It's over, it's done. As I said to you on all of the videos, that when this event is done, you're all going to sit there and go, shit, had we had known, we would have been there. Look, people are on the Yellow Jackets are putting up Get Me to London give funds, raising £300 to go to London to stand in a fucking banner, right? Why? Just scream at a fucking brick wall. The police have got them completely locked down. I know every move that the police are making on all of them Yellow Jackets. Look, it comes from us, it comes from France, it comes from a bunch of people. We've got other people that are feeling significant. They're getting some form of significance. They've never ever in their life felt part of something. They've never been something. But you're not meant to be a clone of everybody else. You know, you're meant to stand up in your own right. It's all well and good to feel part of something. It's all well and good to have significance. But when you're having significance because you're just copying what everybody else is doing and you're just going with what everybody else is doing, that's not what I created Step Up Britain for. I didn't create Step Up Britain for you all to become clones of yourself. I created Step Up Britain for you all to become your individual selves, your own bespoke selves. So then, as long as you are living to your full potential and you are living thriving, not surviving, thriving, that you are living in your true integrity, to your true character, to your true core beliefs, yours, not the dogma of anybody else's. If you want to stick some skates on and come out at freaking 11 o'clock at night and freaking dance around your park, so freaking be it. If you want to go and be a skateboarder at 40 years old, so be it. If you love dancing, then go dance. If you love different fashion to everybody else, then go do that. You don't have to be a clone of anybody. Unfortunately, in this country, pretty much the world, that 90.9% of you, the 1% of the elite, obviously, you all go about, so we are the 99%, are all literally getting up every work, unless you're on benefits, and most of them are trying to screw the system so they don't have to work. But then what's the point of sitting in front of, and I'm glad we're working with a few people in the Jeremy Kyle thing to move a few changes, because, people feed off drama. Look, you've got basic significant human needs. You've got a need for certainty. You have a need for variety. So, you want that certainty from your home and your income and things, or your faith. I would rather build my certainty and my faith on myself rather than material things that can be banished. But, and you need that variety. You need to have different things in your life. You need to have some form of routine and structure, but you need to have a little bit of spontaneity. We need to grow, we need to contribute, we need to feel loved, we need to have connection, we need to have something significant, and we will literally meet these needs every day of our life, be it that we get certainty from having a fag or taking drugs, or we get variety because you have an upper or a downer, or you feel love and connection to self-sabotaging all the time. Whatever you do, whatever behaviour that you have, is all done by your basic fundamental human needs to survive. And to be a victim is not a great place to be. So when a police officer knocks at your door and tells you that if you step to do something and you know in your heart of heart that what you're doing, you should never ever ever bow down to the manipulation and fear of anybody, even a police officer. As scary as it is that they have this level of control over us, that is the problem. That is the problem. The problem that they have this level of power and control over us, that they can section us, that they can take our children, that they can remove our properties, that they can take our cars, that we did register everything to the state, that everything does belong to the Crown, or everything doesn't belong to the Crown. Everything actually belongs to the universe itself. It all goes back in the box. When you die, it will all go back in the box. It might get passed on to family members, things get broken, antiques maybe get passed down, But ultimately, you are born naked and you will die naked, and all your material things will mean nothing. It won't matter whether you are clothed in rags or riches, or whether you have a big house or a small house, whether you live on the streets or whether you live in a mansion, whether you've got no car or a small car. It's not going to fucking matter. All that's going to matter is the integrity and character that you had and that you lived to your full potential. And most of us do not live to anywhere near fucking 10% of our potential. We get up every day with no significance, no purpose, no drive, no direction, and we let life just happen to us and kick us in the face, and people take control. Where actually what I do at night time, and what I really, really love, is with my nighttime, I love to set my morning up. Sometimes I fail, but I tell you what, I get back up and I try again the next day, because I'm not in competition with anybody. I'm not in competition with people or anything like that. It's a co-created symbioticness. I've got so many tree bits down here, it's catching on my wheels. And yeah, so that's pretty much all I came on to say. I'm not out of breath at all. I've been skating for nearly an hour and 40 minutes. I couldn't walk for an hour and 40 minutes though. As you know, I have a Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. It has me. I find this works for me. I find, because my knees play up, if I was riding a bike it wouldn't work, if I went running it wouldn't work, if even hiking it wouldn't work. So for me to get on some rollerblades, I couldn't do roller boots, the better blades, they do my nothing. I've got proper four-wheel. In fact, I'll go over under a light before I go.